Hi there guys, it's RoseyLikeMe here, and we're going to go ahead and expand on our last episode. And in the last episode, we created a addition calculator, or an addition program within Python. Now this episode, we're going to go ahead and expand on that, and what we're going to do is learn a little bit more about the while function, or the while loops function. So basically what this does is, I'll go ahead and give you an example. So if we run this, once we enter 2 and once we enter 3, it just finishes the code, right? Now, what if we want to go ahead and keep on adding? Well, we can go ahead and do that by doing the while function, or the while loop function. So what we're going to do is create a variable. You can name it any variable. I'm just going to name it loop. This is for simplicity purposes. And I'm going to say loop is equal to 0. And now we're going to enter while. And while blah, 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 we want this to run. So we're going to say while loop is less than 3, then keep this code running. So if I run this code now, it's just going to keep on running, and loop is not going to change. The loop is going to stay 0 because we didn't input any additional code that indicates loop is going to go somewhere else towards 3 or be above 3, right? So if I put 2, 3, it's going to keep on going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's just a never-ending program. It's just going to keep on going. It's not going to stop. Now, how do we change that? How do we make loop approach 3 or approach a number higher than 0? Well, we can go ahead and do that by saying, so while loop is less than 3, we're going to go ahead and run that line. It's going to print sum, and then once it prints that sum, the loop increases. So we're just going to say loop plus equals 1. Basically, once we get here, it adds 1 to the variable that we have. So now loop is going to equal 1. So we're going to go ahead and run that one more time. 2, 3, so it's 5. So now we're at loop 1, 3, 3. Now we're at loop 2, 3, 4, and then we are at loop 3, and then it terminates. Well, I'm going to go ahead and expand that. You've practically got the hang of the while loop and making sure that program terminates after it reaches a certain amount of, tries. But let's go ahead and explain that to the people so that they know what's going on. If we run that, I put 2, 3, 5. Now we run into an issue. Can only concatenate string and not integer to string. Now loop is an integer. So what we're just going to do is a quick fix and put string parentheses around a loop. And we run that again. 2, 3. Loop is now set to 1. So now you know that the program is running, right? So 2, 3, loop is now set to 2. And now 4, 5, loop is now set to 3. And since the loop is not less than 3, the program stops running. So I'm just going to dabble in a little bit more and show you the final product of our addition calculator. Okay, so now we are finished with editing all of our code and making it a little bit more quote-unquote advanced, but not really. So what I did was add a welcome to our calculator. You can add 2 numbers up to 3 times. And then I kind of explained this code right over here. While loop is less than 3, right over here, then the code can keep on running. In other words, you can keep on adding others. But if it's not, then it's going to break. So you can basically create any kind of calculator with this basic code. We can also do multiplication code. So we can say first number times the second number, and then I'll be like basic multiplication calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and then welcome to Rose's basic multiplication calculator. Let's see if this works, right? I haven't tested this out. 2 and 3, it should equal 6, and it did. Now 3 and 3, it should equal 9, and it has. 12.3 times 23. I have no idea if that's correct, but we can go ahead and see if that works. 12.3 times 23. 282.9. And that is correct. So, we've created our basic addition calculator and learned a little bit more about the while function or while loop. So, that's pretty interesting now, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me in my Let's Learn How to Python journey. And let's learn how to make a calculator. So, hope you stay tuned for our next videos. I will be around, hopefully, and one day we'll land a job in the coding world, or the tech world. That is my dream, that is my goal, and I am documenting that journey. So, see you later. Annyeong. Comment where you are in your learning journey, whether that be Python, whether that be C++, or any other coding language out there, or any other language like Spanish. Like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, I'm not good at that. But anyways, annyeong, subscribe, comment, like.